And welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. So in this one I actually before this recording this video I realized I deleted my entire React application for this course, so I created a new one. And by the way, you can create your React application just by going inside terminal, saying npx, and then create React app and basically the name of your React application. So today I'll show you, by the way, about the click events, or in general how you would handle events in this React application. So go inside to follow along, go inside this source folder, then click on the app.js, because this is basically our app. And here I'll delete this, then actually I'll delete this as well, so we only have one div. And for this purpose we're going to use a button, and here the button is going to just say greet us. And here you, in regular HTML, you would just say onClick, and that's how you would handle the onClick event. And it's very similar in React as well. Besides, you instead of all letters being lowercase, you would say onClick. You use this camo casing style, and that is not only on onClick but on the other events, other attributes I mean. So you would do on change like this, etc. So we want to pass a function in here, and let's create that function here, and we're going to say function and then say hi. Oops, actually just do a regular arrow function. So I'll do const say hi and then say equal to brackets, then this, then the body, and I'll do one space here, and I'll just say console log and then just hi. And in regular HTML you would pass in the function like so, you would do say hi. But if you save this and run our app, you'll see that things do not work as you would expect. And instead of calling the function like this, what you do is erase this. Let me actually show you. So you'd get this onClick error, and this button wouldn't work. So what you would need to do is you do it in the React style, and you would add this curly brackets and then just pass the name of the function. And once you save this, refresh here, and you see I have no errors besides this warning. Click on grid and bam, we get hi printed out. And here we come to the debate or the discussion or the difference between function reference and function or invoking function in general. So you see here what I did is just passed the name of the function, which is, and now I'm just passing a function reference, that is. So if I added this parenthesis, this is invoking the function right away. So I'm not just saying hey onClick. You would use this function whenever the user clicks on this button, but I'm saying hey, just run this function as soon as this element renders. So if I save now, refresh here, you'll see I didn't click the button, but this function did get invoked, and we got hi printed out to the console. And now if I click on hi, this doesn't even get run. because it's called only once. So that's the difference between invoking a function and just passing a function reference, like so. And you may say now, well, how I'm going to add an argument to this function? Let's say I want to say hi to some name that I get from my argument here. So let's say let's see if I'm recording. So let's say there's a name argument here that is passed in, and you want to use that argument here, of course. You want to pass something here like, let's say, cornered, but you already know that this is invoking the function and I'm not passing a function reference. And if you go up here, you're going to get hi printed out. And by the way, I should have added name here and maybe a space here. You're going to get hi corner printed out here, but the button will not work. So what we need to do, one way of achieving this, is just here passing an arrow function, and this way changing the, I think it's the context is how I say it, but you're passing a function reference of some arrow function that does not take any arguments, and here in the body you just call your function. And this is how you would change from invoking just immediately the function like we previously did to just passing an arrow function, reference of an arrow function. As you can see, we're not calling this arrow function, we're just passing it, the definition basically. And now if we go ahead and refresh, you see it's not being invoked right away after the element is being rendered. And if I now click on grid, and every time I click, it gets printed out hi code nerd. And you might be wondering now, and by the way, I'm going to delete this line because we don't need importing logos or anything like that. So you might be wondering, as I was saying, well, what if we want to use this event that gets passed in on this onClick function, the event on the event handler? How you would use this? So let me just to make it easier, just clear up this argument that we're passing in right now, the name argument. I'm going to delete it from everywhere. And if you want to use the event, you just pass it in here on this arrow function, and once it's passed on the arrow function, you have it in your body, so you can pass it here as well. So in the when the say hi function is called, you can call it E or event or whatever you want. I'll just call it E to make it faster. And here again, you can call it whatever you want. I'll just keep it consistent. And here, if you inside of the body function, if you want to print the event to see if we actually did pass it successfully, I'm going to save this, then go inside my app, refresh, and then click on grid. Besides getting hi printed out, we got this event printed out. So here you would get oftentimes, if you have you would get the values of the attributes of this button, this target, and the button that triggers the event. So if the button has a name attribute with the value of, let's say, btn, and if you want to print out this name in this event handler, then you would say e.target.name. I'm going to save this, go inside here, click on refresh, and if I click the button, I'll get my name printed out. And I should have zoomed in a long time ago. but now you get this name printed out. And now the interesting thing is, what if you want to add another argument beside your event argument, like let's say the name we had. So you should be careful where you want to add this, but if you want to pass in the name, we would do this of course in the say hi function and not in the arrow function that wraps the calling, invoking of our say hi function. So you will do e and then say codenerd. We're passing a string of codenerd, and here we can access that by saying comma, giving a name to our argument that we want to access our name, and that's probably got a little confusing. And now you can say, instead of only hi, you can say hi to some name that we're passing in. And if I refresh, click on grid, we're going to see hi codenerd. And let's say if you want to get the event, you have the event as well, as you can see.